Hey lovers, we are back for this very special video. We are in the Love Health Market food forest for the first time in some years. It's been probably 2 years since I recorded my last personal video. And if this is your first time here, please subscribe so that you can get all of this garden lusciousness plus more lovely growers that I feature weekly to show you what is possible with just a dream. All you need is a thought, okay? So, yeah, this week we are going to be doing a full tour of everything that I'm growing now since you last saw me. All of these beds are under 4 years old. I bought my home in 2021 when I was pregnant with my son, and since then you can see the beautiful manifestation of abundance that I have been creating with you for the last 4 years. There's been so many lessons that I plan on taking you through today, and so many different changes and just growth. So much growth. You'll see all of that with me today. So thank you again for joining me, and let's get to it. This bed is full sun, so all of the things that you see growing here tolerate sun and pretty much drought too. I don't really grow anything that I have to fertilize. None of this has been fertilized actually, other than chop and drop. So I do chop and drop all the time. And yeah, so this bed is pretty much a bed that thrives on neglect. And we have here a dwarf June plum. There's actually a June plum on the tree right now. I'll show you guys that. This little cutie. And I'm not the biggest fan of June plum. It's like a sour apple. Yeah, like a sour apple. And that's not really my thing. We also have sorrel. And this is the, I believe, like national drink of Jamaica. You guys can let me know if I'm wrong. But this is sorrel. And the calyxes are huge. I really should be out here harvesting. These are definitely ready to be eaten. I love sorrel. It's delicious. It's full of antioxidants. It's medicine. And it grows in abundance here with nothing. You use it in teas. Some people use it in baking. You can use it to color things, like for dyes. I'll peel this back for you so you guys can see the seeds are actually in the middle of this. This thing is pretty rough. Right now they're white, but if I leave them on the plant, they would turn black. And that's when you know that they're ready to be planted. Over here, I have some large African marigolds. These are absolutely beautiful. They make these huge flowers, heat tolerant. These have withstood like everything. And right now I'm just letting them dry out so that I could collect the seeds, which one thing of marigolds makes so many seeds. Like, look at that. I'm honestly gonna scatter it right around this banana. And then cover it so that they don't dry out. That's another lesson that I learned when it came to my seeds. I was just dogging my seeds out. I would literally just throw them on the ground and not do anything. I might stir it a little bit, but I definitely wasn't watering, and I definitely weren't protecting them. So you definitely want to protect your seeds, or at least like water them. It really does matter. And not just once, water them like every single day until they germinate. So this tree right here is a tamarind tree. She is a big girl. She likes to sprawl. The tamarind sticks out all the way over here, and she's also way back here. So tamarind needs a lot of room to grow. This is a sour variety, I believe, and tamarind all around is just an amazing fruit. I love tamarind, but I do nothing to take care of her, and she is thriving. This tree is only 3 years old. If that, it might be like 2.5. 3 including its time in the nursery, and I don't believe that is grafted because it would have already fruited by now. So yeah, this is another thing, another type of tree that you can grow in Florida, tamarind, that you really don't have to do anything and she'll just thrive. So yeah, if you like tamarind, definitely grow it here. Or any climate that is like warm and temperate like Florida. So that's like Texas, Arizona, what's another one? Australia. I know those are 3 big places, and Africa that has a similar climate to our climate. You'll see I've also been planting napier grass everywhere, and the reason for that is because it is a weed suppressant, so it's a weed barrier. It stops my grass from growing into the garden bed, and it also allows for a great chop and drop. So you can go back and watch my old videos and see all of my beds I started with wood chips, and that is a beautiful way to start your garden for the low. Like if you're looking for something cheap and easily accessible, I highly recommend that. For me at this point, I wanted to move on to something different and be more self-sufficient, and the napier grass has been awesome to compensate that. And it's beautiful. I absolutely love the red hues. I cut this back like once a month in rainy season. It grows so quickly. It also provides shade for my seedlings that I put in here. I'm gonna put a bunch of zucchini in here. I'll actually do that with you guys right now. That sounds so fun. The napier grass has been a great way for me to just keep water in the soil, build the soil, create strata, root structures in the soil, have shade for my plants, have mulch for my plants. Just all around, I am a big fan of using grasses for your permaculture gardens or even just regular backyard gardens because it's so pretty and it has so many uses. So here I have my sweet almond. I love this tree. Pollinators are always circulating it. It smells amazing. It's super prolific. I even use these for chop and drop. The leaves don't have a smell, but the flowers smell like Febreze. This tree is so amazing. I love it. I cannot say enough things about this. It thrives on neglect. It's always putting out beautiful blossoms. There's bees on it right now, as you can see, circulating, pollinating. I'm disturbing them, so I'm actually gonna get away. But I love this tree. I definitely recommend having a sweet almond in your yard as well. Even if you, so it's not edible, as far as I know. You might be able to use the flowers for like an essential oil or like aromatics, but it is not edible, but it does so much for your garden. Even if it's not edible for us, the pollinators love it. Something not so cute that I want to show you guys are these newly transplanted banana pups, some shampoo ginger right here. I have a banana pup here, so that's 3 banana pups. I just planted some mombasa grass that I got from Sam that will help with my biodiversity, and everything that the napier grass does, the mombasa does as well. And I have this patch here too that is newly established and quite sad looking. And I just wanted you guys to see like Oh, some tomatoes planted themselves there. I just wanted you guys to see that not everything in my garden is just prim and proper and beautiful. There's a lot of things that are still developing, and I just basically wanted to show you all of the processes. So this bed I made by just digging out to plant the banana pup. Then I put some jack bean. There's some squash that looks like it's getting eaten, and I mulched it over with some banana leaves and whatever grass clippings that I could get from our lawnmower. And these newly established banana corms and banana transplants are being used as our compost pile. There's all kind of food and stuff over here, but this is also like real life. This is a part of it. So I don't want you guys to only see the prim and proper things. We definitely built this abundance by using tricks and things like this. So yeah, I just want to show you guys the real. All right, so you guys have seen my sweet almond. These are some dwarf marigolds. I have Mexican sunflower here that I use for chop and drop. Back here is a royal poinciana. I also use it for chop and drop, but pollinators love her too. She's massive. And then I have sugar cane that I just harvested from, and I actually did a video about it, so go check out my Instagram. And I have here a green sugar apple. I am so excited about how good this sugar apple is doing. I've been pruning her and keeping her nice and like wide, and I think she likes that. The leaves are really taking off. This is, I think, the second year that I've had it in the ground, and she's doing so well. I had to stake her up with a trellis because she was leaning a lot. And I think that just has something to do with my process of transplanting, which I've recently found out is not the best. So if you do want to know a good process of transplanting, watch Atiba's video, which you can find in my garden tours under Reggae Artist turned Fama. That's a great video. So definitely check that out. And yeah, my sugar apple tree is thriving now. I just want to say a disclaimer. I don't fertilize anything in my yard. I feel like I might have left that open to subject without saying it bluntly, but all of these trees that you see here thrive on neglect. I don't think I can say neglect because I chop and drop and I'm intentionally feeding the soil, but for someone who doesn't want to be constantly out here like weeding or fertilizing or watering me, these are trees and plants that you can for sure grow and have great success with if you follow the steps that I'm showing you. So speaking of maintenance, I want to show you guys something that I do for chop and drop. I will take off new sprouts from a tree as I see them coming up. Oh, do I have my pruners? Yes. To make sure, number one, I'm constantly building the soil and stimulating the growth hormone in the plants, but also making sure that there's airflow and constantly building the soil, because all of those shoots that I just took off, I'm feeding right back to the roots, which whatever nutrients are in these leaves are the exact nutrients that this tree needs to thrive. So what better fertilizer than its own leaves? And now the tree continues to have airflow through here. And I have a beautiful mulch that will keep the roots nice and warm through the winter time. In this bed, I also have a pineapple and a cassava. This is an eggplant that's actually producing right now. The star of the show that has all of the bees buzzing is this blue porterweed. This thing is covered right now with pollinators, butterflies, moths, all type of things. I see birds on this beautiful plant. This was gifted to me by Malachi, and when he gave it to me, it was so small. This plant has absolutely taken over my garden. She is a showstopper, and I love, love, love having this addition. It grows so easily. Once again, all of the plants that you see in this video will be easy to grow in our climate. So another tip that I have is make sure that you're growing things that want to be grown here. Don't try to put stuff in here like, I don't know, hydrangeas. Hydrangeas would not like this pot. It's full sun all day. I don't water. Hydrangeas would not thrive, but blue porterweed loves the heat. It loves to have a little bit of drought. So make sure that you grow things that are fit for your climate, and yeah, don't get disappointed if it doesn't work out because you learned something. Another thing that I have right next to this is a pomegranate. This pomegranate put out one flower this year, just one, and it dropped. So I haven't got to taste this pomegranate yet, but she's such a beautiful tree. I love how pomegranate grows with like the sprawly arms. My only caveat to this tree is that she has thorns. So let's see if I can show you right here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try to focus. But yeah, there's little thorns on her. So she doesn't want to be touched. But I do also have some red pineapples tucked in here. I might have got these from Bradley. Shout out to Bradley. And then I have this air layer pod that, ooh, you guys. Oh my goodness, what a treat. It actually has roots. So that is a successful pomegranate air layer. I can cut this branch off and this will be another fruiting pomegranate tree. That is another tip that I have, is definitely air layer what you already have. It's an easy way for you to build your soil and create more abundance without having to spend that money. Abundant tip, make sure you air layer and utilize your resources. Oh, and if you don't know how to air layer, make sure you check out my Instagram. I have an awesome tutorial on there that's a short so that you can see it in a minute, how to create abundance in your yard as well. And oh, pro tip, you don't even have to air layer your own trees. You can go to a friend's house or a family member who may be growing something that you like and air layer their tree. And then it's 100% free. This is my sugar cane. Poinciana. All right, over here, I have 2 banana racks coming in. Just gonna do B-roll of it. Over here, I have some turmeric. And these are all banana pups that need to be transplanted. When growing bananas, I have 2 racks right here that are producing fruit. And I have all of these baby bananas shooting up. What should I do with these? All of these bananas cannot grow and make a good rack like you see here. So when you have banana clumps, the key is to keep it down to grandmother, mother, daughter. This is the grandma. She put out fruit first. She's the matriarch. The next one is the next one to produce. That's the next generation. And then this is the next tallest, so she'll be the next one to carry. So I already have a grandmother, mother-daughter situation. Ideally, I would take all of these pups out and only let this one that doesn't have fruit stay. And then the awesome part, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new bananas that I can put anywhere in my yard to make 9 new banana clumps that will do the same thing that this one did. If that's not abundance, I don't know what is. All right, so I am here in the bed that I showed you guys just a little while ago, and I'm going to be transplanting these zucchini transplants that I have from Johnny Seeds. Thank you, Johnny, for always having beautiful quality seeds. And so I'm going to tell you guys another example of old me versus new me. So old me would have seen this bed, seen this spot, and just planted the seedlings in here because I was inexperienced and I didn't know that you couldn't just transplant into mulch, because all of these gardeners, especially Florida gardeners, recommend that you garden with mulch. I'm going to be showing you how to grow seedlings in mulch as well. A big lesson that I learned over the last few years since starting out my gardening journey is that your medium that you transplant your seedlings into is extremely important. Now, a lesson that I learned since gardening at the beginning of my journey is how important it is to weed before you transplant. So I'm actually gonna have to get up in here, and all of these little, this I intentionally put here is Panadol, but these rhizomes, I did not. And this is invasive. I don't know where this came from. I think it came from my mulch. All these rhizomes right here. I did not plant those. I do not want them. So I need to dig those out. Or at least disturb them, if nothing less. And that'll do it. This can go, it looks like an onion, but it's not. It's not an onion. I don't know what the heck this is. I Googled it yesterday. It said like it's a false onion and it's invasive, so that's got to go. I don't want it to continue to spread because it seems like it would take up this whole bed. Oh, I pulled out my marigold on accident. Tuck that back in there. This onion is probably what's causing it not to thrive right now. Competing with the root structure. But everything else looks pretty good. Look at the mycelium. This is why you use mulch, because it creates mycelium. That is how, mycelium is how you lose pest pressure in your garden. Mycelium is the communication of the world. So don't sleep on mulch. It gets a bad rap, but it's really good. All right. More of these grasses. Get rid of as much of that as I can. Let me back up. I'm lifting up this turmeric. I'm tired of fighting with it. Okay. Let's see. I can take you. Take you. All right. These are aggy too, but y'all get to stay. All right. Okay. That was successful. So all of this had weeds. And the best time to transplant is when you just weed it, because the soil will be loosened and loomy. Let me show you these big old things. So these huge onion looking things were all over my garden. So if you don't plant densely, nature will. So plant what you want in the garden. Do not leave any open space, or it will be occupied by something that you don't want. Okay, how do you transplant into wood chip mulch? First of all, like I said, the best thing to do is weed first. I have a spot right here that actually is more broken down. So this spot isn't as woody, and I'm going to go in with some high quality potting soil and backfill this hole. I put a good amount in there to where my seedlings shouldn't have to fight to look for soil. Next, you just pop it in. I cover it back with that same soil, and then this is the best part, I cover it back up with the mulch. So that seedling is also protected and has water retained in the soil. So it's that easy, guys. I'm gonna do that to the rest of this bed really quickly because it's starting to get late. This is some beautiful lush soil right here. I don't even need to backfill that. Perfect for a transplant. I have some cassava leaves that I just chopped and dropped. Look at that. Hummus. Oh, and these seedlings, I up potted that a week ago. So it only took a week for my seedling to outgrow that pot. Just in case you were wondering when you should transplant your seedlings, as soon as you start to see its true leaves, there's actually pigeon pea seedlings in here sprouting too. So yeah, this is a true leaf. These are its false leaves. So there's plenty signs that shows that this zucchini was ready to go in the ground. This bed right here is my syntropic agroforestry bed. I got inspired to do this from Mike from Ever Oak. He has a beautiful space that I covered in my garden tour that you can see if you click the video in the corner. And here you'll see densely planted greens, Mexican sunflower. I got some Mombasa grass back here. There's a red banana pup, basil for the pollinators. I have a tropical sage here for the pollinators. There's bananas scattered throughout, and just densely planted supports with the producers tucked away in the middle. The purpose of this bed is to build the soil, of course, but also to grow food. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bananas in here. There's a starfruit tucked somewhere. It's just a very lush, dense ecosystem that is meant to mimic the forest and once again just build the soil. I just constantly, there's Malabar spinach in here, actually going to flower right now. I'll show you guys a piece. of the Malabar spinach. This is a delicious spinach that is much healthier than traditional spinach. It's like purslane, but much bigger leaves. And it's beautiful. It vines and puts out these like little berries where the seeds come from. Really good. To the right of this bed, I have a peach tree here. This is a fire bush for pollinators. This is an olive tree. This is my Jamaican cherry. I have a papaya tucked back here. There's another papaya that you see climbing up the merengue right there is a granadilla. So eventually that will climb all the way up and use the merengue tree as a trellis. I have back here my one and only Pakistan mulberry. I'm very, very protective over this. Malachi gave me this as well. And Pakistan mulberry has been the hardest mulberry for me to grow. So I'm just so happy that she's doing good. I have a kaffir lime tucked in here. There's a banana pup. I planted pigeon peas. So there's pigeon pea seedlings coming up all over here. There's cerci sprawling on the ground, which this is a very medicinal vine that grows wild in Florida. It's edible and can be used in teas. Very healing. A very healing leaf, and it makes this little orange pot with red seeds, and it is completely edible. Here's my Jamaican cherry tree. I love this tree. I've air layered her so many times and she just bounces back. There's so much shade created from her. So yeah, I love this tree. I have a papaya tucked in there, and let's go around. I have my soursop tree, my mango tree. This bed is filled with mulberries, blackberries. There's pineapples in here, basil, of course, jack bean for support. I have a plumeria here that's looking really sad. I actually need to take all of these leaves off. They're all yellowing, and so I'll just use these for chop and drop. You guys can see it's dripping. That is latex. This tree produces latex. I don't know if you can actually use it for rubber or not. I need to Google that. But all of these yellow leaves don't do anything but hurt the plant. So we need to get rid of those. And I just feed it right back to the soil. It's good to drop the leaves where you got them from, because whatever nutrients the plant needs are in its leaves. It's kind of like nature gives you everything you need. I don't know. Okay. All right. Beautiful. That looks much, much, much better. Oh, it's a butterfly. And I believe that's a swallowtail. So over here, I have my sugar cane, the plumeria. There's some katuk growing, Panadol, a weed, the blackberry, and this beautiful merengue tree that I planted from seed just 4 months ago. So if you want quick results with merengue, plant from seed. All of my cuttings that I plant did not do well. So definitely planting from seed is the way to go with moringa. I also have this beautiful tithonia, this Mexican sunflower back here that is a nitrogen fixer and a great chop and drop plant. And as you can see, hi! The butterflies love her. So yeah, plant Mexican sunflower. This is making my entire day. And right next door, I have my pride and joy. This is the first tree that I planted on my yard. Well, the second. The first was the moringa. And then I planted this mulberry that has been consistently my biggest producer. It's just loaded with fruit. I can't eat it all. The birds eat most of it. And I'll say I got some real happy birds in my neighborhood. But it's great for chop and drop. I cut it back and cut it back and cut it back. And it just keeps pumping out new fruit. You can see it's putting out even more fruit. You can't even keep up with it. Woo! It was a bug on there. Right behind me, I have the mango tree that I planted from seed. This thing has gotten crazy. This tree is only 3 years old. I cut it back really hard and it just keeps growing and keeps growing. That's what we love here. It's giving us a lot of shade. So in the springtime, this is gonna take off. I have some basil here, beautiful basil, a pepper plant tucked in. Back here is my asparagus. Asparagus is a perennial, so I only needed to plant it once and it has gone crazy. I can harvest asparagus all year because I live in Florida and it's so hot here, it doesn't freeze. People always say, oh, you're not supposed to cut it back. Like, look, let me show you guys. There's so much asparagus on this thing right now, I can't even keep up with it. When it starts to put out these little side shoots, it's typically when it's too late, but honestly, it's really still good to me. Sometimes I even eat it raw. But asparagus, beautiful investment if you have the space and you live in Florida. They say that it's a heavy feeder, but I just use mulch. That's it. I don't even fertilize it and it's gone bananas. So highly recommend asparagus. And then I have my papaya. It's taken a little longer to ripen up because it's shaded out, but those are really delicious papayas. So those are also planted from seed. And yeah, that's pretty much it for over here. I have a kwai muck tree here. I haven't gotten fruit from her yet, but next year is gonna be the year, I can feel it, that I get to taste and see what this tree is all about. They say it's a mix between fig, mangosteen, and I believe jackfruit. I know it's in the jackfruit family, so I'm really, 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 really excited because jackfruit is my favorite fruit, to see what this is hitting like. This is another one of my syntropic agroforestry beds. There's 2 racks of bananas in this bed. I have the napier acting as a weed border. There's a longan tree in here, bananas, plantains, a cha-cha, aki, an olive tree. I have guava. What else is in there? Guava, longans, loquat. There's a lot of different things in this bed, but right now it's not managed very well. So stay tuned for a video on me managing this bed and getting this bed reset to its glory, because right now it's kind of just overgrown. But shout out to these bananas.